aspiring comedians on my show each week, and we're gonna chop it up, see what's going on in their lives, and the life of a comedian. I've done a couple shows so far. I've done Harlem and the city, Gotham, Broadway Comedy Club, and 2 events in Harlem. And I can't wait to grow as a comedian, not in height. All right. Shout out to Prophet for giving me this exposure. And WMS Radio, thank you. Jay Troy in the corner, engineer.
You already know.
And Mr. Wrestling Wrap Up.
Oh yeah.
WWW. And I have 2 guests on my show tonight. 2 comedians that are funny as hell. We have Vanetta and Sarah.
Hi,
Can't wait to chop it up with them. So, I got a question for you ladies. What is your social media? Vanetta, you go first. Since you're the closest. What is your social media?
Is that really your first question? Like what's your so? That should be the last question because I want these niggas to really like me first. You know? I mean, they don't care about my. Okay. So the first thing you should know about me is that my Instagram is Vanetta VANETTA period Schofield. That's SCHOEFIELD.
Oh, so not Vanetta with an O.
Vanetta with a Vanetta at VA.
Wow.
It's Vanetta, and then it's Schofield.
Like Vanessa with T's.
Correct.
Oh, clever.
Huh.
Yes.
Clever. And is that your only source of social media?
That's my primary social media. That's where you can go. That's where you got them stories. You get the the lady on the page, right, on the feed, and you get the streak in the freak in the stories.
Yeah.
That's what you get.
So
hard agree.
Yo, that's exactly what you get.
Like a lady in the streets and a freak in the
stories. That's exactly what it is, bro. So you get the best of what that's the only. I feel like that's the only social media where you can do that though.
Yeah. In real life, I always get that wrong.
So Sarah, what's your social media?
My social media is just my name. It's Sarah B. Hartshorn, SARAH. B is in boy, HARTSHORNE. It's Sarah Hartshorn. And I'm also on Twitter. But that's mostly dick jokes, which is fine.
Wow.
Dick jokes and weird thoughts. Weird.
Wow,
my
dick
Twitter's
jokes.
weird. It's like weird thoughts I have about like 90s R&B stars and like what they're up to now. But I'm pretty sure I'm psychic because a year to the day before Fire Festival happened, I tweeted, I wonder what Ja Rule is doing right now.
No!
Well, we know one thing he's not. It's not murder. You know he's not doing that.
Yep. So yeah, you follow me on there. It's just my name. Instagram. Yeah, I'm also a little freak sometimes. Sneaks through to the feed, but I love the story.
She is the best one to follow, yo.
Is that before 9 or after 9?
No, that's all during the day, bro.
I peak posting hours, you know?
Yo, she posted something one day, and it was honestly, I don't know, because I just, like, I got a little, like, Sarah, you know, like,
right.
But, like, she posted, like, a soap dispenser, and
right.
It was just, like, dripping, and I was like, ew, that's so nasty.
Okay, and it was this soap dispenser, but you had to, like, to get the soap out, you had to stroke it, like, up and down to get this white soap out. And I was like, this is rude.
Yo.
The white stuff.
The white stuff.
This is rude.
And then you got her hand there. You just got the little hand. And, you know, this is like a little fake. I mean, come on. It was just like.
Stories, though.
And this was in a McDonald's, bro. This is what she does in a McDonald's.
I'm trying to be sanitary. Just trying to wash my hands.
You guys have done shows together.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we've done your show together and then other people's shows together.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't know, they be booking like, who in Harlem? Let's just see who we got and who we be on the Harlem shows.
But I like Harlem, though.
Yeah.
I like the atmosphere, and it's very, what's the word? I don't want to say eccentric, but...
gentrification makes the audiences universal.
Yeah.
You get the hood, and then you get the white people that just got there.
Because even the bums are gentrified.
Right?
You know? They don't ask for change anymore. They ask for $1.
Right?
Let me get $1. Like, no, I don't want to give you $1. Like, the ATM doesn't give you $1.
Definitely.
Yeah. I hate when they ask for change. Like, you pay with your ATM card, at the gas station. Oh, do you have change? One guy hit me with the illest line the other night, pumping gas, and he said, "I know you got change in the middle. Where the cups are, I know you have change." I'm like, "What? No, I don't." He's like, "I see the change." I'm like, "No, that's just a penny." "Oh, I'll take that." "No, you're not getting that. We're not getting that at all."
I went to give someone $1 the other day, and I accidentally pulled out a $5, and I had to take it back. I was like, "I'm sorry." I was like, "It's almost," because this was a while ago. This was like, yeah, it was between Christmas and New Year's, and I was like, rent is due in like 2 days. Like, I gotta take that back. Like, I could
you
get
gotta
me
count
on
the money
like.
in your pocket.
I know.
Ahead of time, like.
I know, but I had just gotten change like from the bodega, and I was like, "I'm so sorry, I'm an asshole." But here is $1.
They stand outside the bank now, like holding the door for you, like.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
man.
Like,
Yeah.
like with a cup, like one of these.
Yeah.
Change.
Yo, I had
like
a chick at
Salvation
Wendy's.
Army.
Yo, I had a chick at Wendy's, and she had the cups and stuff, and she was like holding it. And honestly, I had found this $5 to pay for my food, so I was so hyped. So I gave her all the change I had. And normally I wouldn't. Yo, it was like 3/4. Like, and I was hype as shit to give her that.
So that was your one good deed
That was my.
of the year?
Well, no, I've honestly been a giver, and I'm weird. I don't know. I'm from North Carolina. I'm nice as shit. Like, I see these niggas, I'm like, damn, he ain't got that many teeth. Let me give him some dollars, you know, whatever. Like, I have been. No, I've definitely been that person. I just recently left my job where I was working like so much where I could like really afford it, but I used to give bums $5 all the time. And like I'm always at like swiper and shit when I'm coming out. Like
a swiper.
I'm a swiper. Like people be fronting on the swiping. I hate that. That's a pet peeve about New Yorkers.
Oh, we're gonna get
everybody
into
has everybody has a weekly or some kind of unlimited, and they just don't want to reach into their pocket.
Come on now.
And like swipe for somebody. Like come on. Like that's the worst. That's so rude.
Yeah.
Bro.
Also, if I see cops, I'll like actively offer because I know that they don't want to ask because they're afraid the cops will yell at them. So like I'll offer. And because I go out of town a lot. So, like, if my unlimited, because I get it through work and I still pay for it, but, like, if I leave and go on the road and I have, like, a couple days left, like, I'll just give it to someone.
Yeah.
Like, on my way home.
Yeah.
Cause
wow,
like,
that's really nice.
Or
I mean, I would at least charge for that.
I mean, I know.
Let me, if it's 2 days, if it's at least 2 days, nigga, let me get $5.
Yeah. No, that's
that is really good.
$10.
That is really good.
Like 10,
no, 2 days worth of swipes. Come on, son.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
$10. Come
He
on.
greedy.
I mean,
greedy.
I mean, if you're really swiping it a bunch, I guess, I don't know. It depends. Yeah.
No, but I do say, I don't know. Like, I think that's such a benefit to New York versus like LA or any other place. It's like urban. Because, like, $33, and I know they keep hiking it up.
Yeah.
But it's still
$33.
$33. But it's still $33, and you can go from Staten Island to anywhere uptown, Inwood. Like, that's still a big deal that you get. And a lot of New Yorkers take that for granted. Like
24 hours a day. That's the thing that gets
24
me.
hours a day. Any swipe you get.
Yeah.
Me from North Carolina, my nigga, $33, that's not going to get you around anywhere in gas. It's not going to do that.
No.
It's not going to happen.
Just Walmart in North Carolina.
That's just Walmart. That's it.
And that's the corner store.
But that's like to and fro every day. Like, that's all you get. Like, it's just the Walmart.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know.
Other than being comedians, ladies, do you guys host also or just stand-up comedy?
Yeah, I host
Yeah, we host. We're dope as... We're dope. I'm sorry.
We are.
I like being on stuff with Sarah because we both have like social justice kind of like we both are aligned in kind of how we are and what we represent and stuff. And, you know, she's a huge advocate for women and so am I. So like we always kind of meet on that, and I think we put that into our comedy, which I think is really dope about us.
For sure.
And I saw on your page, Sarah, that you do something other than comedy in your past.
I used to, I used to be a model. I was a plus size catalog model for many years. Yeah.
She was the first plus size contestant on America's Next Top Model.
I was not the first. There were others. Actually, Takara was before me.
Okay,
wow.
Yeah.
All right, sorry. Don't be fat checking me.
So you met big forehead Tyra Banks.
I have, a bunch.
Wow.
I actually just saw her. I was super impressed. I just saw her a couple months ago, and she did not remember my name, but she did know that she knew me. And I looked so different. Like, I had purple... I don't have purple hair now, but I had purple hair.
Is it because you're tall?
Yeah, but she was like, wait, are you one of my girls?
Wow,
And
that's
yeah.
amazing.
How tall are you, by the way?
I'm 5'11".
Wow.
Although on my comp card I said 5'10" because that's the height. That's the height that models are like supposed to be. You're supposed to be 5. That's like the perfect height. People lie. You're supposed to be 5'10". Ideally, you can be 5'11". If you're 6 foot, you lie. You say you're 5'11". If you're 5'11", you say you're 5'10". If you're 5'9", you lie and say you're 5'10".
Wow.
Yeah. But so yeah, I saw her at a friend of mine was in the Kim Possible movie that came out a little while ago, and I went.
You look like.
And I went to the premiere, and she was there, and she was like, "Are you one of my girls?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I saw her kid. Oh, thank you. It was a live action one, but I would totally do a voice on that show. I love that show. I was super impressed. Yeah, because she didn't know who I was, but she did know. She was like, "Were you on my show?"
That's awesome.
And I was like, "Yeah."
Shout out to Tyra Banks for that.
I know.
That takes a lot.
That
Do
was
you think
10 years ago.
that her? Do you think her assistant was like
She got a big head.
also
on her.
Miranda
Yes, she
Priestley?
does.
You know, when you think her
So,
assistant was like,
she-
"Oh, that was one of your girls."
She didn't have an assistant with her. She didn't walk the red carpet. I think she was trying to I don't know. Her kid was there. I think she was trying to sneak in under the radar.
Yeah.
Which is very hard because she's a million feet tall. She's taller than I am. With the big hair and she actually wasn't wearing
she's
heels.
About 6.
Yeah, she also has the big hair and then she usually wears heels, but she wasn't wearing heels.
And the forehead, yeah.
Yeah,
So
but she had her husband there or her person there and her kid, and so I think she was just
Wow. I
yeah.
know she had a kid.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
so cute.
How old?
I don't know if it's a boy or a girl.
I said it's a transgender.
I don't know. You can't tell with that
She got a transgender baby.
Oh,
no, so
man.
what? It's like
You out
a
here
toddler
spreading
or
rumors?
a
Yeah,
baby?
it's like a toddler. It's
Oh, okay.
it
Spreading
was.
rumors, Vanetta?
No, I'm just kidding.
I also don't know from kids, so it could have been 5. I don't know.
Yeah.
It could have been 5. It could have been 9 months old. I don't know. But it was walking, so that's
Okay.
older, right? It was walking around. Yeah.
It was
It's
a walking
probably-
thing.
It's probably
So-
10.
So I have a question for you
no.
ladies. Name 3 comedians. 3 of your favorite comedians. It could be male or female.
Margaret Cho is definitely a favorite of
I like
mine. I love Wanda Sykes.
Yeah.
I'm not naming all women on purpose. Literally trying to think of a man right now.
No, you can. pick
I'll
all
name a
3
man.
ones.
Jamie Foxx is my favorite male comedian,
Oh, I like
and
that.
I love him. He's so creative. He's so dope. He sings. He's awesome.
Yeah.
Lucille Ball is my favorite comedian, and I think I only have 2. And I try to have more because so many people ask me for 3, and I try to have more, but I only have 2.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah, Lucille Ball. She was the first woman to ever own her own production company.
Yeah.
And she was funny as shit.
And she
Wow.
also, after, she even, while she was pregnant, she worked while she was pregnant, and then even after she and her husband got divorced, she just went and built her own house and, owned her own studio. She was a boss.
Yeah, she was a boss, man.
Yeah,
she was.
The fact that CBS wanted her to do a show and she was like, "Yo, I'm not gonna do it without Desi."
Yeah.
And this nigga couldn't speak English.
Exactly.
And they was like, "No, we good." And then she's like, "No, I'm not." She was like, "I'm not doing it without him."
Right.
That is just some real boss moves right there. So just boss, funny,
Yeah. And then he cheated on
innovative.
her.
So I know.
And he cheated on her so many times.
So many times. So finally she kicked him out and made him have his own house. She was like, go get your own house.
Yeah.
I noticed nobody said Martin Lawrence or.
I was going to say Martin
Will Smith.
Lawrence.
Nobody said
I
either
don't
one.
really think of Will Smith as a comedian, but I was going to say Martin Lawrence. If we go from
Right.
the people that I watched when I was young, it's Carol Burnett and Martin Lawrence for sure.
Oh,
Those
Carol
are the
Burnett,
2.
Yeah.
Mm.
I used
Um,
to watch that a lot with my grandmother.
Yeah. Oh man,
Yes.
I loved that show so much. And she was also tall and awkward, like I was when I was a kid. Before I got boobs, I was really skinny, and then I thickened out. The
I like
thickened.
All in the Family more than anything Carol Burnett did. And I don't know why, but I really... Wait.
Which one's All in
No,
the
no,
Family?
no, no. Time out. Not All in the Family. Mama's Family.
Oh
Which
yeah.
was a spinoff
Yes.
from Carol Burnett.
Yes.
Oh yeah, with Vicky.
Vicky,
Yeah,
yes.
Vicky. What's her face?
I
Yeah.
always liked her more than Carol. And I don't
Oh.
know what it was, but I always liked
That
her better.
character, Mama, was so
Yes.
funny.
Mama was
She
funny,
she
man.
Was
Yeah.
straightforward. She was
Yeah.
kind of like Sophia on Golden Girls.
And I
Yeah.
really love those characters that don't because they remind me of my grandmother, don't
Yes.
take no shit,
Exactly. My grandma was the same thing.
Yeah.
Blunt,
Yeah.
said whatever
Yeah.
was on her mind.
Yeah, I love that.
Like-
Oh.
And as she got older, it got worse.
See, my grandma and my great grandma, they could insult you and you wouldn't know for days.
Yeah.
Like you would think it was a compliment, and then 2 days later you'd be like, "That friggin' what that was?"
Yeah, yeah. And then
Yeah.
like when you finally get it, it's some real.
Yeah,
Like, it's
you're like,
worse than like
what?
calling you. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Bad Boys came out today,
Word.
right?
Yeah.
So did you guys see both of them? Bad Boys 1 and 2?
Yes, definitely both of them.
And which one is your favorite? Bad Boys.
I don't think I saw 2.
I think honestly 2 was a favorite of mine, and that's weird because I never really outside of Home Alone 2, I've never really liked
Like
the follow.
sequels?
Never really liked the sequels.
They always mess it up.
They always do, but but I think there's a chemistry between Martin Lawrence and Will Smith that just like is undeniable.
Yeah, it took
And-
too long though.
And it definitely took too long. I mean, but Martin Lawrence is fat as fuck. Like,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that nigga that long to get up. he can't do them scenes.
Nah,
I want to know how he did them scenes.
He
honestly.
needs 2 stunt devils. That's how fat he got.
Yeah.
He is fat.
Yes.
He is fat, but no, I mean, sorry, I didn't mean that.
Yes, you did.
You can be body positive, Martin. But no.
I love his Kirby figure.
Right? But no, honestly, I think the Gabrielle Union and the little sister aspect did more for me in the narrative.
Oh, and I like the whole the cat with the braids that came to the house.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Like the little, yes.
I'm going on a date with your daughter. What?
Yeah, it was just certain things that added
Wait,
to the
did
character.
I see the second one?
You
See,
might have
I've
seen
only
it. You
seen
probably
one.
seen it with Gabrielle Union. You
Yeah,
probably saw the
because I
second
definitely
one.
saw. Because I was gonna say,
Wasn't you
wait,
in the
was
first
Gabrielle Reunion was not in the first one?
Wasn't
Then
you
I
in the
saw the
first
second.
one?
Was
No.
I in the first one?
Yeah, you were in the first one.
I was
Yo,
in it.
Sarah was in the
Sarah
first one.
Leone.
Yeah.
You were in the first one.
You were in the first one.
Thank you.
No, but yeah, I think you probably saw that.
Yeah,
but,
I think I saw this because I was like, I've only seen one.
So I have a question. Which sitcom was better, Martin or Fresh Prince?
Martin.
Martin. I
And
think.
why?
Because I've seen more of it. No, I don't know. I have not seen that. I've seen some Fresh Prince, but not a lot. And only from like the earlier seasons. Like I never saw it when Tyra was on it. Because that was later, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Except I have seen that one episode. Cause
Yeah,
like,
that's when they had Little Nicky. That's when they had Tyra on it.
yeah.
I don't know.
I just think, I don't know, Martin was, I feel like the thing about Fresh Prince is, like, it was fine, and it was, like, maybe more steady chuckles, but, like, just for, like, a belly laugh, like, that I would go to for Martin. Of just, like, if I want to, like, lose my shit.
Oh, we got Ludacris over here saying something different.
Yo,
What you said?
listen, don't-
Really?
What you said?
I do not like Ludacris. Okay. I'll say Fresh Prince.
Really?
And why? Speaking to the
What you
mic, Jay Troy.
Alright, so basically, I was saying Fresh Prince. But comedian-wise, I can see why you would go for Martin, just because when you said the belly laugh thing,
Yeah.
you do get more crazier laughs when you watch Martin. But to me, Fresh Prince had a little bit more layers to it, so that's why I went with Fresh Prince.
Yeah. What's the episode where they go camping? That's the, I just remember crying. Although I was like, I don't know, Martin was just one of those shows that I was a little bit too young to watch, and so it just felt like I was like, this is like grown up. Like you get to laugh at this stuff, and this
Yeah.
is like, and it was just like this. Like I was like, that's what I want, you know. So it was just very, yeah. It was very pivotal in my growing up.
I think Martin had more layers, so I will go against the layers shit.
Oh,
Martin had more layers because it was a narrative. They told a story, a love story of Martin and Gina. You know what I mean? You got Tom and Pam and all that shit. And then you have Cole, you know, just being dumb, but he even finds love.
Exactly.
So it has
Big Shirley.
and all of the characters grow. And then you get like the parodies and the stuff of like culture. Like we love that New Jack City episode because we saw New Jack City.
Exactly.
And we saw that fake Rottweiler. So what it did for culture was so much. And then he added original characters, his mama, Shanae, all those things. So that was layers, but I will see why you said Fresh Prince because it was a great narrative, it was a great story.
Yeah.
And when you put that Will Smith episode alone with "Why y'all want me?
Why don't
You don't want
Yo,
me.
that alone.
Nobody want me.
I mean, that's probably the scene of the decade.
me, man.
That's
Yeah.
the episode of like the 90s decade in sitcom history for black folk.
Yeah.
Because so many men could recognize that, so many women,
Exactly.
everyone could see that and feel
then
that
the-
moment.
Yeah.
And the last episode where it's like the house is empty.
Yeah.
Oh,
It was
wait,
so
I have
timeless.
seen that. I've only seen that clip. I've never seen the whole episode. But that is a good, yeah.
Well, they used the meme all week.
I was about to say they use that meme. That's what I was thinking. Like, yeah, that's the
They
meme.
used that
Oh my
meme
God.
all week. The past, yeah.
This is
Yeah.
Wasted episode.
But yeah,
Wasted
so
episode.
it's so I definitely see it. But Fresh Prince definitely was a great story, and I
Yeah.
will say like the intro song, like you
I
got the
mean,
best
yeah.
intro song,
Yes.
and like that's the best
Exactly.
intro song of
Yeah.
any sitcom, you know.
Yeah.
But it's I just think 90s was the best for, especially for us now that are like really
Yes.
sizing it up. It was the
Yeah.
best for sitcoms, so it's so
Yeah.
hard to
Yeah.
like really
'Cause
match.
You had the Cosby Show. You had
Yo.
Family Matters.
Different world.
Exactly.
Living single. I mean, like, even you get, like, the UPN, like, the girlfriends. That was late 90s.
She's like a little Jada from Different World.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't mind me. I come up with characters. For people
Yeah, I mean,
all
but
the time.
seriously, you had so much in the 90s,
Yeah.
so it's
You
hard
know.
to really gauge that. But,
She looks like Whitley, from back in the day.
yo, I look like Whitley if she lived in the projects in North Carolina.
Now, the way she looks now, no, you don't.
No.
No, you don't.
Well, if you got
No, you
Whitley
don't.
all grown up, I will take that.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
she got some bumps and bruises
Oh,
on her.
yes.
Yeah,
She
Jazz.
had a hard knock life.
That's
Very
funny.
hard knock life.
We love you, Jasmine Guy. We're just
Yes.
kidding.
Exactly.
We know you're listening.
I assume so. I assume she is.
She's
So, I have another topic I want you guys to chime into.
Mhm.
Hug etiquette. I know you're thinking like, what? Hug etiquette? When you're with somebody, what is hug etiquette? Like, how long should you hug somebody? If you're with your significant
Like,
other.
how long should you hug your significant other?
No, like, say if we go to like a wedding.
Oh.
And you see like an ex-boyfriend or something. Or
Why
somebody
do I
you
feel
know.
like this is some argument
This
you
feels-
had with
I
your
know,
girl?
this feels specific. You're like, tell my wife that it's fine to hug for 2.3 seconds.
Right? I feel that too, Sarah. Look,
Just get out a stopwatch. Let's play the footage, okay? Because if you see
And
here
it's a
at
full hug.
12:42 a.m.
Is
Yeah.
it a full hug or a side hug?
yeah.
I mean, I am a terrible person to ask this question for several reasons. Number two, I
Girl.
used to be very bad at hugging. When I was a kid, my mom said hugging me was like hugging a stork.
Wow.
Because I didn't.
Get
I
into
was just
detail.
all angles and elbows. And so, but then I grew up and I was like, all right, I'm going to learn how to hug. So when I hug, I'm like full push my boobs on you, like bear hug. Number two, I'm not a jealous person romantically. So my husband can go hug whoever, I don't care. He can go hug whoever he wants. I don't care. I don't know.
So you can squeeze boobs.
So
and
we
all
might
that?
be very rude. We might go to weddings and horrify everyone. I don't know. Because we're just like squeezing.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think it's about being secure in your relationship because studies show that it takes 30 seconds to feel a hug plus like
Ooh,
a
that's so long.
hug. It's a long time, but like it boosts so much serotonin in you
Yeah.
when you hug. It's even more like, I don't know if I was like higher, I can't remember, but like I think what I've read was like it does more than like actual intercourse and like what hugging can do.
Yeah.
So like if you're really giving a real hug, you have to like kind of go into it and hug and it to be felt.
Right.
But like if I am in a relationship, it's not after 9. If I'm in a relationship, I'm a killer. Why are you hugging her so long? What's wrong with you? Back up off her. Like I just think that women are like that when we're in relationships with someone.
Yeah.
We're just very possessive over like, you my property.
Yeah.
What you doing? Like, so I get it. But like if you're really hugging and you're really
Yes.
into it, like it is like hug etiquette is you do
Yeah.
embrace the person and it is something that's felt. And if I can't hug a chick, sis, what's
Yeah.
good? We like really why we can't be, you know what I mean? So but I'm different with relationships too. Like
Yeah.
I definitely, believe that.
So, okay.
My
Yeah.
thing is keep your butt out. Like if someone, especially if a guy goes to hug me and it's like, it feels like his crotch is chasing mine. I'm like, get that. All right. Can you just
Oh,
like,
yeah.
no.
Like
Yeah.
that.
Like don't like put
What
your
if-
keep your butt like if you have to. I don't care what you have to do. Arch it to keep it like
But that's a grind.
that's a grind.
grind.
That's not
That
a hug.
is a
Because
grind.
a hug is so unsexual to me.
Yeah.
Right? I don't.
But
like,
what if you hug a married man and he gets hard?
I should not know. He should be able to get hard, and I should not know that because he should be arching his butt to keep that shit that nonsense
Yo, that nigga is a perv,
away
bro.
from me.
Like,
That's not what we're hugging
he
for.
just must be a titty man.
Then he's
a
not.
titty
That's
man.
not good. Like I don't care if he's married or single. Get your junk away from my junk. We're not grinding. We're hugging.
Yeah.
Also, who has time for that? Like, I don't
know. When I see a hug, I just see like an embrace of course, at the top of the body. Why your waist should not be on my waist?
Yeah.
And that's what's wrong with these niggas out here these days.
But
Yeah.
is that more of like a down south thing that you're like, you should have like more than 30-second hug, you know, because you guys are
Yeah, I don't think
that was just something I read. I don't think that's necessarily true. And I don't want, if I don't know you and we don't have that personal relationship, I don't want you 30 seconds on me anyway. I'm just saying, like, what studies have shown is like what really qualifies as a hug, you know, which is an embrace that is like a long embrace. But like, if it's like something where we're just familiar, we shouldn't be embracing for longer than like about 5 seconds anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it is like, good to see you.
Yeah.
You know, like it is like that.
Also,
you know?
the second the other person release. That is my two
Exactly.
the
Yes.
two favorite things
You
that
don't
I
want to
don't.
be left out there like this.
Yeah, it's like if I let my arms go and someone else doesn't, I'm like, okay.
Exactly. You're
Are
like
you
this.
attacking me? Like, this is not fun. You know what I mean? The second,
So-
and it's such a clear physical sign to let the frick go. Like,
Right.
So if you guys want to chime in, make sure you call in. What's that number again?
347-422-7289.
WMS Radio.
That's the one. That's the number.
347-422-7289. Make sure you call in.
289.
We're live. YouTube, you hear that?
We're live.
So
Live,
Yeah.
I want you to.
Are there any advocates of hugging after someone else lets go and grinding instead? I want to hear from you. And I want to tell you why you're wrong and how many people in your life are annoyed by you.
So I want to chime in. Name a moment that made you say, "What the, yeah."
In our life, ever?
Ever.
What?
Oh, let me.
That question.
Let me.
I am experiencing it now. That
All right.
question made me.
I'm just
Okay,
kidding.
so let's just say like you saw something that made you laugh, but it was really serious.
Oh, too
You
many
la-
to
you
count.
laughed
Oh
first.
God.
Me getting passed over a booking for somebody that's not funny.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, you gotta laugh at that.
What's your name?
Like, oh, that's funny.
Okay.
Any names?
Um,
Any names?
No,
No.
we're not naming names on
No.
this. No, I don't know, like some stuff in politics, I'm sure, like all that little Iran stuff that just happened. I don't know.
I get the church giggles all the time. Like
Yeah?
it's a thing. Yeah, it's a problem. Like I'm trying to think of the worst example. I should just go through my text with my husband because I usually text him and I'm like, it happened again. And
Oh, no.
Actually, let me go to the DMs. Okay, so
Nah.
I said this year.
Oh, we got a caller.
Oh, okay.
Hey.
Hello, caller. This is DWiseGuy with Comedian Catch.
There we go.
Hi,
Hello.
DWiseGuy.
How you doing? Who's calling?
I'm good. How you doing? This is from Harlem, a.k.a. Funny Fat C. Hi, Vanetta.
What up, B? What's going on? What's up? AKA
Hi,
Tanisha from
family.
Bad Girls Club. What up? What's going on?
I ain't get no sleep because of y'all. Y'all get no sleep because of me.
Yeah.
What's
What's going on?
How y'all?
What's going on? You been listening to the topics we've been talking about?
No, I actually just tuned in. I'm a little bit late because the kids wouldn't go to bed, but I just
just
wanted
take-
to call in and say hi. I don't even know what y'all talking about, but I just wanted to call in and say hi.
Hey, you call it the perfect time, though.
Yes, you did.
He got a question for you,
Did I?
girl.
Yeah, I got a question. You ready?
What? Huh?
How long should you hug someone?
Are you asking me a question?
How long should you hug someone that's in a relationship?
How long should I hug someone?
Yeah, that's in a relationship.
Oh, you mean like if I'm with my man and I see another man
Yes,
and
if you
how long
listen-
should I hug him?
Yes.
I shouldn't hug his ass at all.
Oh, wow. Ooh, shots fired. Oh, man, shots fired.
I shake his hand, I give him 5, but I ain't gotta hug him.
Nah, he want $20.
She respectful out here. Respectful.
Wow. Thanks for calling, Fee.
All right, y'all. I'll see y'all later. We'll
Thank
work together
you.
again soon. Love y'all.
Love you.
Stay tuned to the rest of the show.
So,
All right. I'm gonna watch it now. Talk to y'all later.
Yeah, keep it tuned in. Thanks for calling.
All right. Bye bye.
So, keep calling. That's 347-422-7289. If you want to chime in or you got any comments on the topics we've been talking about on WEMS Radio. So, name an embarrassing moment that made you laugh.
Okay, I got it. I texted my husband and I asked, all right, so my real hippie friends were getting married, and they were doing this thing where they gave all of the guests a tarot card, and it was like a different suite, it's called. It's like a regular, you know, it's like they have like wands, I think, and I don't know. I don't really know tarot, but it's like clubs or whatever, and it's like different suites, and then they would call it forward, and you were supposed to like throw it into a fire and like give a wish to them or whatever. You know, it was one of those weddings. It was amazing. I don't know why I'm rolling my eyes. I had so much fun. But I'm a big old hippie too. Like whatever. But so my friend had her card, and we're sitting there, and she leans over and she goes, Sarah, I don't know what my card is. And I was like, what? And she was like, look at my card. What is my card? They're gonna call it, and I don't know when I'm supposed to go forward. And I was like, oh, you're fine. It's the 9 of dicks.
What?
And it was just one of those things where I just like saw it, and that's what it looked like, and that's what came out of my mouth, and then we just started but we didn't want them to see us. We were laughing so hard, like I was weeping. Like it was my makeup started streaming down my face, and then after the ceremony, we went up to like hug the bride, and she was like, "Oh my God, you cried! That's so sweet!"
Wow.
And I was like, "Yes, that is what happened."
Yes.
Nobody said a bad word in front of your 3-year-old niece.
That's exactly what
That's what happened.
So your makeup was looking like Tammy Faye Baker.
Oh, Tammy, just streaming down my face.
Oh my God.
Like terrible.
Yeah, it was not good. It was so funny. I think I also had done her makeup too, and so I like had like a full face. Oh my God. Yeah, I also I have to donate to St. Jude's Hospital every time I see a commercial because I laugh every time I see one of their commercials.
Shit.
And I'm like, well, I've just laughed at kids with cancer. It's not my fault. Here's what happens. This is the St. Jude's commercial, okay? You've seen it. They have them like before movies in theaters. It'll be like Susan Sarandon or somebody, right? Or like, I don't know, they have one with like Denzel Washington, and they're like, please donate. Help the kids. And then it's Michael Strahan, and he's like, these kids have cancer. Please help them. And I lose my shit every time.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think I like the one with that old guy. I think it's Colonial Penn, and he's like, you know, I have diabetes.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Oh, my God. That's crazy.
Like, I like that one.
and then you have to donate because I always am
Yeah,
like,
because when you
And-
laugh, you have to donate.
Like,
Yeah, it's
I
always
laugh.
on late at night. You
Yeah.
know, when your brain is like, oh yeah, let me donate.
Right.
You know, because during the day you're like, no.
I also had a lisp till I was like 20, so that's not a glass house.
How did that, like, clear up for you?
I don't know. It just my teeth got better. I don't know.
Wow.
I used to have
crazy.
like
Yeah.
buck teeth.
I guess
still
once you
do
started
a little
modeling,
bit.
guess once you started modeling, everything just worked into shape.
Right?
Just worked into shape.
And so I actually booked a commercial where I had to say Palmer's skincare oil for scars, stretch marks, and damaged skin, and I was like, ooh. So I did take a couple voice lessons because I was like,
okay.
we gotta tighten
yeah.
that
What?
up.
Yeah.
I had that
that's
problem
probably
too
what
as
it
a kid.
was.
I couldn't say th words as a kid.
Yeah.
My sister used to make fun of me because my cartoon was Thundercats growing up. And
Oh,
I used to
wow.
say, Funda cats. And she used to make fun of me all the time.
Yeah.
And now I just make fun of her whenever Follow Me comes on the song.
Right?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I mean, my name is Sarah Hartshorn, and I had a lisp and a Massachusetts accent growing up, so.
Oh, so
I feel for
you
you,
used to
sis.
say Harvard Yard.
Yeah, I used
You
to
know.
say Sarah Hartshorn. I couldn't say my own name. Like, yeah.
Take out the garbage, right?
6th grade was a wicked hard year.
So what about you, Vanetta? An embarrassing moment that made you laugh.
I think that was on the way here, actually.
Oh,
That's
man.
like
You had a brand new one.
brand spanking new. So I was on my way, and I texted Sarah. I was like, hey, I got here earlier, you know, because, like, I didn't want to go all the way back to Harlem. So it's like, I'm in Brooklyn, like, you know, let's grab a drink or something. So she, you know, I went trying to grab a drink by myself, and I get off the train, and like, okay, I'll just walk around here and find something in this area. So I walked to, like, one bar. It was, like, super, like, just old, like, I mean, no offense to the old white people that are paying for the show to happen, but
Oh, so it looked like so it looked like Cheers.
so it was worse than Cheers, and they were smoking inside the bar, and I was like, you know what, I'm good on this. So I went to another spot, and I'm walking. So I walk like another 3 blocks, and I find this spot, and it's cute, right? So like I walk in and it looks really cute. There's a few people and like so I go and I sit down at the bar and I'm like, hey, can I see the menu? I'm like looking at the happy hour and the happy hour is like, you know, half off oysters and like, you know, some I can't remember the wine they were talking about, but it was just not my cup of tea. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I ain't no oyster bitch for no happy hour. Sorry. I mean, I apologize, but that's not me. You know what I mean?
We're so close.
I'm not like, I'm sorry. That's just
13
not,
minutes out. We're
like,
so close to 9 p.m.
I'm so sorry. But so, like, I asked them and I said, yeah, so I'm just like, I'm going to go. I came inside, like, took my coat off and stuff. Maybe I should look at the menu first. But
TMI?
anyway, so I looked at it and I was like, you know what, this just isn't for me personally, whatever. So, like, I'll go somewhere. I was like, I'm looking for something more like a dive bar. And I'm like, I say this, and this is a white guy. I'm the only black girl in the spot. So this white guy was like, oh, okay, that's fine, whatever. You know, it's okay if this isn't for you. And I'm like, no, it's just like, I don't want, you know, I felt like, I don't know if I felt attacked, but I was like, yo, like, I got the money. I just don't want oysters, like, whatever. So anyway, I say this, and like, at this time, my coat falls off the bar stool, and nothing but like change just pops out.
So you like the slot machine.
And it's like a quarter, a dime, like 2 pennies, and then the waitress, I'm picking it up, and the waitress comes over, she grabs it, it's like, hey, make sure you put this in savings.
That's rude. I don't care for that.
I didn't like it either, especially because I was like getting up and leaving because I didn't order anything. So it just added to that, you know, and it definitely it definitely instigated the embarrassment.
Yeah.
So I just laughed. I was like, well, I'm gonna go.
So I have an embarrassing moment, and we're gonna go to break right after that. So I was waiting for the train, and I'm going up, and I had the bubble guts.
Oh no.
Yeah, I had the bubble guts. And I'm going up the stairs to the train station, and wifey calls me. And I missed the train because I go reaching for the phone and answer it. So I missed the train, so I had to wait another like 5 minutes with the bubble guts. Sweating. It's cold outside, just sweating like...
Wow,
like,
it was about
This
to
might
come.
be my worst nightmare.
Yeah, so I'm on the train, I'm breathing like I'm giving birth.
I think I smelled you this night.
So I'm doing that, finally get off the train, and I run straight to the bathroom on Jamaica Ave. Harvest Room J, over there.
God.
I run straight to the bathroom, and I had like a Marlon White Chicks moment.
You must have really had to go to
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was straight like a chick, like, nah, my butt was not touching that toilet. Like, no, I'm not home. Yeah, so that was one of my most embarrassing moments that I laugh at till this day. You know, having the bubble guts is the worst. So we're gonna go on
I thought
break.
you were gonna tell us you shut yourself.
I die for sure. I was like, you die. Yeah, I was like, you shot yourself.
Nah, I almost came up.
No one even saw you.
No, I got another one.
Where you shut yourself?
No. Yeah, I got one that's worse than that.
He gonna tell us where he shut himself. Call back to 347-422-7289.
So we're gonna go to break right now, and I'll share my story if you want to hear it. So make sure you call in 347-422-7289. All right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely want to hear about the time you
Comedian
shit
catch.
yourself. Yeah.
Catching that shit. I'm sorry. Thank you. Oh, well, my cup's working. This is great.
No music.
No music.
The engineer, you're supposed to have music on, right? Fire.
Spinning. Ugly. Bitch spinning. Love my drip, nigga. I keep spinning on them. I keep spinning on them. Whole lot of money, whole lot of jewelry, lot of drip, lot of women on them. Yeah, they watch how I'm spinning on them. They like how I'm spinning on them. Whipping through the city, trouble never get me, nigga. Pop.
Fifi, Hangouts Audio.
Right now?
No, he was the guy.
Oh, is that the guy that was me too? And I said, just crash your car. Oh.
Oh, we got a caller?
You said it was past his time, but he had the gas fee. So
I was rude, right? Well,
Yeah.
that was rude of him to keep us waiting, right? It was. It was. And I was just expressing that. Call him back, though. See if he comes back. Tell him I asked for extra nicely. I'm just kidding, sir. Don't do that.
You went to know what's going on.
Is it okay if I open this? Or? Yeah, it's fine.
I don't know what's going on. You gonna end it? That was Fifi. Oh, Fifi Corbell.
Yeah.
I was spinning on them, spinning shit that I'm spending on. Fake bitches to official form. Catch a fit when I dick and dodge them. I'm a Brooklyn nigga, got bigger problems. Jigga said it's been pimping on them. Never love a trick, I ever trust a bitch. I just fuck 'em quick and then I duck the bitch. Just in case I feel the rubber rip. I'm in the club tripping. A single thing that I bought custom. Open up the door, let you know I'm coming. Spinning this, you're not taking off nothing. Beehive used to have a swarm coming. Category 5 got a storm coming. Once I'm in the city, see the halls rushing. I get the pussy wet, leave the drawers flooding. All the big hits on the strip know me. All the young spinners gonna be big homie. Niggas get the tripping, it's a grip on me. When I'm in the bricks, have a split for me. Real high nigga, keep a zip on me. 720 waves, got your bitch on me. I mac these bitties like Denzel, nigga. King Combs ain't got shit on me. I keep it spinning on them. I keep it spinning on them. Whole lot of money, whole lot of jewelry, lot of drip, lot of women on them. They watch how I'm spinning on them. They like how I'm spinning on them. Whipping through the city 12 and never get me, nigga. Watch how I'm spinning on them. Whipping through the city 12 and never get me, nigga. Watch how I'm spinning on them. Whipping through the city 12 and never get me, nigga. Watch how I'm spinning on them. Feeling like Goldie, rims pokey, watch closely. Throw the MCM frames on, watch all these bitches post me. Got shit starting, busting licks with the pigs knocking, split sparking with the whip parking at the Ritz Carlton. Hope stroking, hoes from Hoboken, dope poking, low blowing on yacht parties, showboating. Aki diamonds on her, looking swole with the gold on me. Cityscapes, getting table dances with the pole on me. OT on the road, living up to that God image. A single car rented gets sent back to God Center. Got the right appeal, plus everything that I write is real. The waves is on spin, niggas think I signed a title deal. I keep it spinning on them. I keep it spinning on them. Whole lot of money, whole lot of jewelry, lot of drip, lot of women on them. They watch how I'm spinning on them. They like how I'm spinning on them. Whipping through the city 12 and never get me, nigga. Watch how I'm spinning on them. Whipping through the city 12 and never get me, nigga. Watch how I'm spinning on them. Whipping through the city 12 and never get me, nigga. Watch how I'm spinning on them.
One, baby, for sure. 100. We double up. First I ball, money, then I flex. Know that I'm flex. Hit my G, know that I get it. Rep my set. Gang, gang, gang. Can I flex? Can I? First I ball, then I flex. Know that I'm flex. Hit my G, know that I get it. Rep my set. Gang, gang, gang. Can I flex? Can I? Let's get it. Walk in the spot, the bottles gon' pop. You know your boy need them some liquor. Sip. Ready or not, you know I'm gon' pop. My hustle is too damn persistent. Grind. Haters be all on my back. Focus on getting these racks. Always 100, you know I be something, ain't nothing but stating the fact. You know it. Can't go back to the old days. About that money, then it's okay. Count that cash on the off day. Matter of fact, there's no off day. Flexing. BWM, that's the new wave. Flexing, my section. Couple of the brodies in the bad days. Now she be digging my flow. Standing on all of my toes. Riding out that for my bros. Let's get it. Always that 100. Never go back on the code. Never. of my time till I blow. You know it's coming for sure. You know it. Do this for all of my bros. I do it. Flexing for real, don't care how they feel. To let anyone know. I do it. Man, cop me a deal and pop me a seal from the top all the way from the floor. No, I be doing the most. I did. Flexing on purpose for sure. Yeah. When I step on the scene, it's a show. Cause first you know. I ball, money, then I flex. Know that I'm flex. Hit my G. Know that I get it. Rep my set. Gang, gang, gang. Can I flex? Can I? First I ball, then I flex. Know that I flex, hit my G. Know that I get it, rep my set. Gang, gang, gang. Can I flex? Let's get sippin' liquor, rollin' swishers. You know how I party like. Till the morning we be on it. I'm just here enjoying life. Flexin' on them, know she want it. Shorty just might spend the night. I'm 100, know I'm stuntin', begging for a picture like. Click one up for the gram. Get it. You already know I'm the man. Focus on getting these bands. I don't ever fear no man. Hustle, I get it. Flexin', precision. I just wanna get this money. I don't hate or nothing. You already know what's up. More Henny in my cup. I don't ever need no love. Know in the Lord I trust. Flexing on purpose. Flexing, you nervous. I do whatever I feel. BWM, we here. Money, then I flex. Know that I'm flex. Hit my G. Know that I get it. Rep my set. Gang, gang, gang. Can I flex? Can I? First I ball, then I flex. Know that I flex. Hit my G. Know that I get it. Rep my set. Gang, gang, gang. Can I flex? Can I? Let's flex.
Yeah, J.
It's a different world.
Yeah.
The club about to shut down, shorty, what you tryna do? Because all night you were looking at me, looking back at you. We could turn it to an after party, pull up with your crew. You could tell how I approach you, that I'm really feeling you. Shorty, what you tryna do? Shorty, what you tryna do? We could turn this to an after party, pull up with your crew. Yeah, club going up on any day of the week, that's what's up. And VIP all the time in the cut. Break all the dress code rules when we want. Yeah, your boyfriend the chump, he should be happy that he ain't get snuffed. His girl was hyped when she saw us pull up, and when we left, she rolled out with us. Yeah, why not? The after party's the best parties. Lottie Dottie, there's a stripper pole, get naughty. I won't tell nobody, sipping no coke and Bacardi. Dancing the body party, it's going down. We're about to shut down, shorty, what you tryna do? Because all night you were looking at me, looking back at you. We could turn this to an after party, pull up with your crew. You could tell how I approach you, that I'm really feeling you. Shorty, what you tryna do? Shorty, what you tryna do? We could turn this to an after party, pull up with your crew. Yeah, we about to take it to the after party. Bitches getting butt naked at the after party. Got it shaking at the after party. Like a Jamaican at the after party. Leave your phone in the box though. Can't take it to the after party. Better follow the rule though. We won't make it to the after party. Keep it discreet at the after party. Never know who you gon' meet at the after party. Act a fool at the after party. No baby soup, but it's a pool at the after party. Found a diamond in the rough, baby. And you a jewel at the after party. So I don't see nobody else. It's only me and you at the after party. About to shut down, shorty, what you tryna do? Because all night you were looking at me, looking back at you. We could turn this to an after party, pull up with your crew. You could tell how I approach you, that I'm really feeling you. Shorty, what you tryna do? Shorty, what you tryna do? We could turn this to an after party, pull up with your crew. Yeah.
One, you wicked boy.
Yeah. It's a different world. Chicken calling, calling. All day she ring my line, calling. Looking for me. nigga dubbed your call, so I'm the next hit up. That's when you're wrong, yo. I'm not here to play games and get hype when I hit a phone ring. I was only a summer tame, then the fall came, your number changed. No cat and mouse for me, no, you're not the one for me. I moved on when you left, don't call my line with your regrets. Leaving messages all the time, wishing that she was still mine. I'm not checking for you no more, so when you call, all I had is ignore.
No, it's your boy DWiseGuy back on the comedian catch.
Now come inside.
Oh snap!
Who that? What they doing?
Yo, it's your boy DWiseGuy back on the comedian catch. Make sure you call in 347-422-7289. I'll say it slow for the slow people. 347-422-7289. All right. So before the break, I was gonna tell you about my embarrassing moment that I find funny till this day. So stay tuned. So I had left school, had the bubble guts again, and the bus wasn't coming, and I'm like, oh man, that walk is gonna be just too long to get home to the toilet. Mind you, it was like 5 blocks, but when you gotta take a dump, that's the 5 longest blocks of your life. So I jumped in a dollar van, and it came down.
I was waiting for you to say that shit.
It came down.
That had to be a I shit myself story.
Like a little bit. Like it came down and fell in the dollar van. Like not a car, in the van. And the driver looked at me. He's like, "What the bomber clots?" And I just ran out the van. I ran out the van as fast as I can before he tried to kill me with a cutlass or whatever Jamaicans like to kill people with.
You know, I have a very similar story, and I'm drunk enough to tell it.
No, she's not. No, she's not.
So disgusting. I mean,
what you got?
All right, that literally happened to me my freshman year in college, but I attribute it to like the dining hall, cause like that shit made you go. I mean, it just did. And okay, I have
it's after 9, so you good.
I have to go. No.
Finally.
People are tuning into my live, and I'm like, no. So anyway,
tell them to call in too.
Yo,
don't be scared.
Okay, y'all call in 347-422-7289.
Call in with your stories that are worse than this. Call in with your pooping yourself stories.
Story that made you laugh and was funny. This is the most embarrassing thing that's ever really happened to me, which is I walk from the dining hall, and you know when one of those times you walk in and you feel like a little bubble gut, you feel it whatever, you let out a fart. I let out a fart, but it was very, very hot. And it just like a lot of hotness just hit my ass real quick.
Oh.
And it was just like a, you know? And I was like, oh my God. So I had this decision of like either walking half a mile home to my dorm or like getting on this like public ride system or whatever. So I was like, either I suffer and let this, and I wore leggings because I was a bigger girl, so like I had on these ripped jeans, so I had on leggings. So it wasn't like, I mean, it was like an extra layer to protect me from this like
That's good.
epidermis of shit. So it wasn't like, you know, it was just, anyway, so I got on the P2P. I got on the shuttle because I was like, I am not about to walk into this. But like, literally, I sat beside this white girl and she was like, you know, immediately. Because it smelled like a fresh fart. That's what it smelled like.
Yeah.
But it was only like a 2 to 3 minute ride.
Yeah.
It was very limited ride that I had to take. But I had to ride like a good, like it was a half-mile walk.
So are you?
3-minute ride.
I like to fart when I walk by construction zones, and that is a dangerous game.
They like that shit.
I was gonna ask that. Have you ever sharted?
I know. Oh no, I've never. Knock on wood. I have never sharted, but it's a dangerous game.
I was 18. Sharts don't last that long on your on your
I
resume.
did. I will say I did have my email address was Shart for a while. My college email address.
Wow.
Sarah Hartshorn.
Yeah.
Wow, that's great.
4 letters of your name.
Shart.
Yeah. It's not as bad though as my friend Basil Utter, whose email was butt. No, Shart's worse. I think Shart's worse.
Shart is definitely worse than butt. I'm sorry. Shart was your email address?
That was Shart.
Wow. Yeah. So
that's crazy. Y'all call in and tell us.
What would you say is the worst names that you've heard?
Worst names?
Worst names.
Like nicknames? Like that I got
real
called?
Names.
Or
real names.
Oh, I worked at a country club for a while. I worked front desk and housekeeping at a country club, and there were some amazing names. First of all, Basil Utter that I went to college with, that's an amazing name. Also, Drunken Bidley. His first name was Drunken.
What?
And I would be like, Mr. Bidley, and he would be like, please call me Drunken. And I would be like, I shall not.
No, I'm good on that.
Thank you, no.
Crazy.
And then the other crazy, this was all their nicknames, but there were like a million Muffies and Buffies and Pumpkins.
What about
Kitties.
Roach? I heard Roach is a first name, not a last name.
Roach is a first name?
Yes, Roach.
Yeah.
There
was a Pussy. Her nickname was Pussy.
Wow.
Yo, this reminds me of Finesse Mitchell's bit about being a substitute teacher. And he had like, Vaseline. Is Vaseline here? Like, that shit was so funny. I honestly haven't heard, like, I mean, it's weird because I'm from North Carolina, like Henderson, so it's like country ghetto. So it's like those, like.
Oh, so you get like Hennessy.
So we get like the LaQuisha,
everything's a Quisha. Oh, so it's basically like New York.
Quisha, all those put all together. But other than that, it wasn't anything crazy.
I have a cousin, Bubba. That's not great.
Bubba.
Well, I knew somebody with the I knew somebody with the name. This was their first name. No bullshit. Poopy.
No, I'm good on that.
That was their first name.
Yeah.
My follower said switch to a new topic. This is boring.
Oh, it's boring?
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. I thought that was so funny.
She's lit. Yes, she is.
I think there was someone named Gaylord at the country club. That was pretty funny.
That's hilarious.
At my job, there's a piece of equipment called that.
Oh.
Gaylord.
What does it do?
I'm going to name my child
It's a box. It's a box.
It's a box.
It's a box. The people that have been there for over 30 years.
Gaylords do not enjoy the box. Okay.
Oh, y'all on a roll now.
Tip your
She's
waitress.
here all night.
I will be here all night. Okay.
They were waiting for after 9. They couldn't wait.
Woo!
They couldn't wait.
I want to name my kid Cunnilingus.
It's pretty.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
And it stands for something.
Yeah.
What do you believe in?
So how do you feel when you can't pronounce someone's name, and then you ask them, how do you say it again? But then you can't hear them.
Oh, especially if you're hosting, that's really hard. I get so nervous when I'm hosting. Even people that I know, like that I'm friends with. Like I have a friend and I just get it in my head that I'm going to pronounce her name. Like I love her, Carmen Lagala. She's amazing. I just said her name, no problem. I've hosted like I think 2 or 3 shows with her. The second I'm on stage and I'm done saying her first name, my brain is like, you're going to fuck it up. And I go, Carmen Lilla, and I get so nervous.
Call in, guys, 347-422-7289.
I think it's crazy because as a comedian, especially hosting, I don't really have our names. So, like, you know, we take that so seriously.
Right.
So you don't want to ruin someone's name. Like, oh my God, it's their name.
Yeah, because people have done that to me all the time.
Because you got people, you got the music, you got people talking.
Facts. Yeah.
Stuff
You don't
going
want
on.
to do that to people, so you're like really making sure.
Yeah.
You
I've
know.
done that so many times. Like, I've messed up people's credits, and so I'm like, oh, you know, I didn't mean it like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's one of those things.
Yeah, I try really hard to get it right. And to like, remember it. And
So-
if I have to, I'll like write it down, like
So-
how it's pronounced phonetically.
Oh wow, you do that?
Yeah, because I really get in my head where even when I know, it's just like my brain like it's like a weird anxiety thing where my brain's like, you're gonna like, is that right? Maybe it's not. You know? Especially if it's something where like I pronounced it wrong once and I'm like, you're gonna do that again. Yeah. Yeah.
But isn't that crazy? Because like when you have like this fear of something, it's like if you've done it before, so like it really heightens it, you know, and it makes it even different. Like,
because it's in a different part of your brain. Fear's in a weird part of your brain. It's like that's the lizard brain coming through. It's
Exactly.
not. So there's no logic, right? Like logic doesn't work against it. You can't like you can't just tell yourself like, no, don't worry because of this fact. Your brain will be like, fuck you. Like,
yeah, which is why being a comedian is so hard because there are so many jokes that have happened or haven't happened. So every time you do a joke, you're like, is this gonna work?
Yeah.
Because you've had jokes that haven't worked before, regardless of like the level of doing it.
I was gonna ask that. So, how many times do you use a joke before you say that's it?
I'm like how do you try it and it doesn't
like
work?
if you try it, like right now, if you try it, would you try it again to see if it works somewhere else?
Yeah, absolutely. Because I have jokes that work all the time, and every once in a while they bomb. Either because I say them wrong, or just because it wasn't the crowd for it. Like I did a set last night, and I have a guaranteed closer that I'm like, I ended up pulling out in the middle of my set because I was like, why is no one laughing? Like I gotta. So I pulled it, and they didn't laugh, and I was like, all right, but I'm not gonna like get rid of that joke just because of one audience.
What about you, Vanetta?
It's weird for me because like I have to do jokes that I really enjoy, like, and that's why I don't think that I'm necessarily like coined as the like proper stand-up comic because like my set is contingent upon how I feel, and like I don't do, you know, so it's just weird. So I have a lot of jokes that I'm probably like 5 to 6 jokes that are really good, but I've stopped them at a certain level. I've stopped working on them. I don't really do them as much. I kind of only do them when I'm in a room and I'm like, oh, you guys might like this, you know, but it's not something that really does anything for me. So I don't necessarily see the need to like consistently and constantly work on it.
No. It's hard to stay present in a joke.
Yeah.
And I really do have to be present in a joke. Right? Like, because if you're on autopilot at all, it won't do that well. Because I'm not,
I mean, it's such a feeling thing, you know, like life is a feeling process. And I feel like the performance aspect, especially with stand-up, is all about the connection with the audience, you know? Regardless of how funny it is, it's about the connection. Like, the only jokes that really seriously work for me all the time are the ones that I'm always feeling the same about, you know? So it's just knowing that.
Which are?
I don't know. I got this new joke that I really love now, and like I've been doing it. I don't even fuck with this dude anymore. Oh, I can curse now, right? I don't even fuck with this dude anymore. But I really like this joke because it's real, you know.
Yeah, comedy.
It's
9 out of 10 is real. It's real shit.
And I'm trying to figure out a way to work it in. But is this the part where you want me to do it? Ugh, that sucks.
No, if you don't want to.
Okay, I was about to say.
You can do it later.
No, I got him. Okay, so this is the only joke I'll do because I ain't got that many. Y'all got to come to a show. But so I got a joke about like I have sex, like relationship sex, and like I don't know how to have sex, like I don't know how to not give it to you all at once, you know, like I'm so into sex, like I swallowed the first time I had sex with this guy, and like I might as well cook them fucking breakfast and bread, like come on, who's fucking swallowing? Like I swallowed the first time. The only thing I can do after that is you can put it anywhere, you know, like, and that's just for the first time to that moment. There's so much time that has to transpire, like, so, you know, and I told my little brother about this because I talked to my little brother about everything, and like people are like, what, you talking to your little brother? And I'm like, well, he's gay, so so it works. But my little brother was like, and this is a true story, he was like, Vanetta, why didn't you just eat his ass? And I'm like, you know what? That's why your ass is in happy ass relationships, because you just out here eating ass all willy nilly like that.
Yeah.
You know, and
man eats ass on the first date. I'm like, all right, lock that shit down. Yeah.
He's in the express line eating ass.
Like, you just eat that. So I'm just like, it's just funny because I'm like, yo, I'm an extremist. I'm like, yo, this motherfucker, he's an extremist.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, yo, but I think there are benefits to eating ass. I mean, no. That was the vodka. There are benefits to swallowing. And I think that, like, if I swallow your semen, you know, I can know where you're going to be for the next 3 days. Like,
did you hear that, everybody?
That's actually science.
Like,
That's true.
Like,
Yeah.
wait, you're not texting me back?
She said, screw tracking on your phone.
No.
No, find your iPhone here.
Yo, because the second he's not taking, hold on. Where is he?
Yeah. You know that Justin Bieber song, Yummy? That's what that's about.
That's exactly what
Yeah.
it is. It's
A lot
like,
of people don't
Wow, I didn't know that.
I have
People don't
a
know
tracking device from
Yeah,
your
yeah.
semen. So
I hope everyone heard that.
Yeah.
The,
That's
se-
that's
the
why all
semen
the
is the
ladies-
tracking.
all the ladies should swallow.
Yeah. Don't swallow, you'll get STDs.
Are there any topics that are off limits to you?
In comedy?
Yes.
I personally don't talk about stuff that I am not, like, that I haven't dealt with and I haven't processed myself. Like, if something happens to me, like, I do sometimes talk about, like, being assaulted. I have jokes about it. Some days I'm not in the mood. You know, I don't want to. I'm not in a good place with it, so I don't talk about it. Because I think when comedians are on stage, I hate when comedians are like, oh, this is my therapy. Like, this is my therapy. The audience doesn't owe you being your therapist. Like, that's not what they're there for. They don't owe you. Like, you should be okay. And that's so important. And when I see comedians bomb, a lot of times it's because, like, comedy is like tension and then release, right? Tension and then relief. If you don't have that relief all the way where they're not like, are they okay? Yes, they're okay. Then they're not going to laugh all the way, right? If you have to keep 1 foot in, like, I'm okay. I'm in control of this situation. I am talking about this because I want to talk about it and because I want to present it to you because I think that, like, when comedians go on stage, they should provide a service to the audience, not the other way around. And I hate when I see comedians be like, oh, this is my therapy, or they'll be like, oh, you know, fuck you guys, like, is that too edgy for you? And it's like, no, man, they don't owe you anything.
Yeah.
You owe them a laugh, and you're not delivering. And sometimes I'm not. Look, I had 3 spots last night. 2 of them I did really well. 1 of them was just okay, and that was on me. Like, I didn't deliver, and that's, you know, it's fine. Like, it was okay. But like, I certainly don't blame that audience. You know, they're just trying to have a nice night. So, I don't know. I don't think any topics are off limit where I'd be like, oh, no one can talk about that. But I do think, like, if you're talking about something, I don't know, you should be coming from a place where you can reassure people.
I love that. I love that you said that because that explains a lot of situations as to why my favorite joke is that, you know, what I just said. Because, like, it's a lot of stuff that I haven't really necessarily worked through. This is why I like primarily producing, and this is why, like, last year I stepped into more production role with me and Funny Honeys, because it's a lot of things that I have to work through as an individual and as a woman. And
wait, rewind. You said Funny Honeys?
Yeah, Vanessa, Funny Honeys?
Yeah, tell us about Funny Honeys. Yeah, tell us about Funny Honeys. Yeah, tell us about Funny Honeys.
So yeah, I am the founder and CEO of Funny Honeys. It is all about empowerment through entertainment, where we produce live content and shows and really just create a platform for women in entertainment. And it meant a lot to me to start it, because when I started comedy, I saw that there was not only a lack of support for women in the space, and not only for women of color in the space, but, like, when it comes down to getting booked, it's not about, like, how funny you are. It's about who you was cool with and who wanted to fuck you. That's just
right.
How I thought it was. And I got tired of fake smiling and stroking egos, so I just decided to start my own shit. And I know a lot of women out here don't want to stroke egos and don't want to do the things that, you know, men would like us to do to make them book us. So I produce those shows, and I love it, and it's going to grow. Ideally what Funny Honeys is, if it's Lifetime, fuck Comedy Central, and had, like, a little ratchet ass baby, that's Funny Honeys. So that's just what it is. But yeah, I primarily produce that, and I host those shows, and I care more about putting women in that forefront while I work through the issues and things about me. Like, it's crazy because, like, you know, your childhood and a lot of the things that you've gone through, for one, your personality is formed by the time you're, like, 6 years old. So even if that's trauma from your childhood, it's, like, hard to process that. And it's a lot of different things that happen. And like, you know, I am from that, like a lot of other people from that family that has all of these issues. And, you know, you want to break those generational curses and do all those things. So a lot of black people need a lot of therapy. Because it's a lot, it's not only my shit that I've endured and I've gone through, but it's the shit that my mama put me through because of the shit that her mama put her through.
Generational.
It's generational curses that we have to deal with. So it's a lot of things that like I can talk about and are going to be dope and are going to help and heal the black community, but I got to work through that first. So that's why I
heal you before you heal everyone else.
Yes. So it's a process and it's a journey for any creative, and there's a lot of people out there that are artists that are dealing with that too and can deal with that through their medium of art. But what you said is so true, because like you do kind of have to be almost like kind of over it. Like it's something that I kind of healed from recently that I feel like that happened with me and my mom, and now I'm talking about it on stage, and I have this bit about me wanting to be a mom and the type of mom that I want to be and like the type of mom my mom is. And you know, it's those things that like, you know, me and my mom can laugh and talk about now because we've talked about it and you know, we've dealt with that part of it. But it's a lot of shit that, you know, people need to deal with before they can bring to the stage.
Yeah.
So you only have Funny Honeys. It's all women. No men shows yet?
Sometimes you have a token man. You don't do the token man anymore?
So I'll do the token man, but like what I do with when I'm doing newer shows and newer venues, like I like to kind of establish Funny Honeys as that brand. So when I had like men on shows, and I was actually running a regular show at this venue, I'd already been producing there for a year. And when I was producing there for a year, I was like, well, now I can book men. Like, they know Funny Honeys. They've seen us all men, you know? So, like, I do that. But, like, the venues that I'm working at right now, I've only been in for, like, 3 months or less. So, and you know, it's in part of the brand. Plus, every time I step outside of Funny Honeys to do anything to produce, it ends up not going how I want it to. I just don't feel the same. You know? And it's just a certain feeling about, like, putting women on and doing that for women and just like being in that space that it's so fulfilling to me. And like the past, you know, I'm about to film a pilot in the next few weeks and I'm like super pumped about it, and just like those things,
her energy
building
is
a team,
her energy is great.
Yeah, like it that energy is only prompted by the projects and things I'm doing. I feel like Funny Honeys is only Funny Honeys because of woman that I'm becoming while I'm doing it. And Funny Honeys is making me the woman that I am because I'm being able to like pursue these things that I'm doing. So it's dope because that I feel like that in itself is doing so much for me, and I'm doing so much with it, and I just love that. So
I've been watching your page.
I've
been watching your page.
I appreciate that, man.
She roasted this Asian dude the other night. Ooh,
this greasy ass Asian.
She roasted an Asian dude. His face was greasy, like
it wasn't anything super crazy. I literally, this nigga was greasy as shit. He brought me up on stage and I said, "Look, give it up for the greasiest Asian you've ever seen." Like,
that's so funny.
No, but he was greasy as girl. When you
look
at,
tell me who it is afterwards.
But I told her he was probably making chicken broccoli. You know, all the oil.
I just wanted to take a cotton ball with some sea breeze on that shit and just wipe all of the layers off of his face. Like,
that's like sometimes I'll see someone with their eyebrows drawn on so much, and I just want to take my brow brush and be like, let me just can I just
fill it in like you taking a multiple choice test?
Just a little bit, you know what I mean? Just like a little blend, or sometimes I'm like, can we blend?
Facts. But like, so we talk about Funny Honeys, but like, can we just talk about this ovary tattoo?
Oh yeah,
that Sarah has.
I do. I have a uterus.
Oh, uterus. She has an ovary.
I do.
Yes, she does.
I do. It's just not. It's not on my arm.
Yeah. What made you get that?
I got this. I have a tattoo of a uterus. I got it at the end of my first tour. It was called the Vagical Mystery Tour with Lady Parts Justice, which is now known as Abortion Access Front, but it's where I work. It's a nonprofit, and we help independent abortion clinics, and then we also do comedy shows and create content about abortion rights and reproductive rights. We're not a reproductive justice organization. Reproductive justice, but we do try and support reproductive justice organizations and work with them. Reproductive justice is a term that was coined by some amazing black women activists, and it basically refers to like the fact that if women, specifically women of color, are to have control over their lives. They have to not only be allowed access to like abortions, birth control, but also if they want to have kids, they should be able to do that in a safe environment with support from their community, right? So like it's this big umbrella term. So it's like, for example, like families in Flint, Michigan do not have reproductive justice because that's not a safe place to like have a kid because you can't drink the water. Right. So it's basically just like the angle of that where it's like this is how these issues affect people, like affect everyone, but there are so often like policies that specifically target women, and then usually if that's the case, then it's even worse, right, for women of color. And so it's like, how can we like start from a place, and I say this as a white woman talking, and I promise I'll shut up in a minute, but like how can we start from a place of like finding out from women of color what they need, right? Like listen to them and prioritize their needs and their voices.
Well, they need to speak up.
Right? Instead of having like white men come in and be like, this is what we're going to do, or white women come in and be like, this is what we're going to do, like starting instead.
All races.
Yeah. And elevate their voices and their needs.
See, they don't just do comedy.
I think that's a good explanation of reproductive justice. That's the best that I can do.
Super hot for you, so I think it's a great explanation.
But
yes.
It's just the idea.
Yes. I've been checking her page, mental health, like.
Oh yeah, that's.
Oh, I love that.
Mental health.
Can we talk about that?
Yes, let's talk about the mental health.
I've been so serious on my Instagram. It felt so weird.
Yeah, we can be serious sometimes.
Can we like sub in, like she did a mental health like check in, like what are some things that help you and all this.
Yeah.
And not only did like I do those things, like a lot of those things, but like it just helped me to see everyone be.
And I learned a lot
through that.
I learned a lot with that post.
Yeah, thank you.
What made you do that?
So what happened? All right, so this is what happened. Every year during January and February, I go into a funk. It's a thing. I know that I'm gonna do it. Like 10 years ago, I signed up for Big Brother, Big Sister in December because I was like, every January and February, you are a lump and you're useless. I'm not.
Oh, so you want to do something?
You're gonna like this. You're gonna get the frick out of the house and you're gonna go do something. So I'll try and like sign myself up for projects, and I didn't do that this year. And then I was also like really sick at the beginning of the month, and it just sucked. And so I was like just very And the other day, I looked at my bedside table, and I'm very neurotic about my bedside table. I like it to have exactly what I need.
What you need.
I want to be able to
hands
reach glass of water, and then
have,
like everyone has their little area, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm a slob. I'm not a clean person. I am not, like my room is a disaster.
No judgment.
But my bedside table is always very clean, and it has, right, like I have like a drawer with like everything, my sleep mask and all the things. And I looked and it was still clean, but I had like 6 glasses, and I was like, I am in a funk.
Yeah.
And then I was like, that's such a weird thing. I wonder if anyone else has weird little, right? I was like, that's, you know, like as I'm thinking about it, like the number of glasses that I have, right? Because normally it's 1. And I have 1, and it's like a thing, and so I was like, I wonder if anyone else has weird things. So I just posted. I was like,
so crazy.
And I was like, what are everyone's things? And it was a lot of the same thing of just like, oh, if I, if I find that my room's a mess, or if my emails pile up. It was a lot of that.
So much, like, because when you said the glasses, that's how I know, I'm like, Vanetta, you got to get up, and that's how I have to know how to fight to be on point. Like, there's some days I'm like, let's go, bitch, we ready.
Yeah. And then some days you're like, you're moving like Igor from Winnie the Pooh.
And
I miss class this morning. For me, it's like, for me, anytime I'm in a little lump and I sit in it, it's so hard to get up from it.
The harder it is to get up, I'm always later. Like, I'm more tardy. Is that?
Tardy for the party?
Less punctual, more tardy when I'm in a fun. Because it's hard. It's literally, I'm like,
it's hard to get up.
I don't want to go. I don't want to go.
I missed my class today. You know, and it's like, I didn't want to. And you know what it is? And I think that's the bullshit about depression. Because it's literally like, depression is so fucked up. Because if you get your ass out of bed, walk down those stairs, you walk out into the street, you good.
You won.
But like, to get to that point takes so much.
Yes,
and
it
I
does.
didn't get from that point, like, and you know, shit happens. Like last night I had a show, the venue, and this was the second time. Last week we didn't have a mic. I still fought through it. I was proud of myself for fighting through the show without a mic.
Yeah.
You don't need a mic. We can hear you right now.
Fuck out of here. All right. But
I don't need one, but I freaking freaking want one.
I mean, it's comedy. You need a mic.
Yes, you
especially
do.
for the other performers.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
yes.
Otherwise, you feel like you're giving a TED talk. You're like,
You know-
this is what we're
Right.
doing.
Like you
And
work
my
for-
first
like you work
time
for
at the
Apple.
venue,
Yeah.
It was my first time at the venue too, so I was just over it. So then the venue called, so I actually manned through that show without a mic. I worked through it. But then the venue calls me for the show last night, and they were like, we don't have a sound system in the back. And, like, I really wanted to have a dope show. So many people were coming, and, like, I had 18 pre-reserved tickets. And I was just like, yo, I can't just have this in a bar and have people that are new to Funny Honeys. And it just, like, overwhelmed me and pissed me off because I've been working my ass off for this.
We've
And
been
to,
looking.
Like, and to work, and that's what it is about comedy, because most times you be working your ass off and some shit falls through and you have no control no matter what you do.
No.
You have no control.
Just gotta push through it.
And it's like, so that shit fucked me up. And like, I was just in the crib, I was chilling, I didn't go nowhere, I was like, I could go somewhere else. There was other shit I could do. And I was like, you know what, I'm just kicking here.
Yeah.
And then when it came time for me to go to class in the morning, that shit was still residual. And like, I really didn't want to get up, and it was so hard for me to do it. And I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna miss this, and I'm gonna go to class, I'm gonna go to my other shit today. And I went to my meeting today, and I did everything else.
Yeah.
But it's just very hard. So like, the things that you were saying, which is why I loved what you did.
Yeah. Well, and then, so I asked everybody, I was like, what are your weird things? And everybody answered. And there were some that, it was so crazy because I was like, brains are weird. Like, because there were some, one person was like, oh, I know that I'm not doing well if I brush my teeth 5 times a day. And I was like,
what?
Wow.
I would just not brush my teeth.
Right? I was like, I do not relate to that. That is not my experience.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Because I was like, I've had days where I'm just like, Sarah, you have to brush your freaking, you have to do it, you have to do it, you have to do it, get up and do it.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, and that's also, and I realized, I didn't talk about this then, but I'm realizing now, like, usually, because I'm always lazy. I hate leaving the house. I love my house. My apartment is very messy. I don't care. I love it so much. It's my favorite.
No, her house is dope, y'all. She got these cats and shit. They dope. They lit. Yeah.
But like, I never like leaving the house, but I can tell that I'm depressed because usually, if I'm just like being a lazy butthead, when I do I get out the house and I'm like walking down the street, I'm like, oh, this is good.
This is good.
When I'm really in a funk, I get out in the street and I'm still like, I don't want to be
See?
here. And then I get on the train and I'm like, I don't want to be here. And then I get to work and I'm like,
See, comedians are real people too. See, we're real.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
We're real.
And I will say, I will get to a show and be like, I don't want to be here. I will get on stage and I will be like, this is where I want to be.
This is where I want to be.
Even when
Lovely.
I was like in it. And like a couple weeks ago, I was in it. And I would be sitting at the show just like, I don't want to be here. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. And then I would get on stage and I'd be like, it would feel like such a relief.
Yeah.
Even when I bombed, I was
and
just
you
like,
could put everything into it. And like, honestly, when I'm in a funk and I get on stage, like that shit just goes away. And like, I can really just like bond and like whatever.
Yeah.
And what's weird though, because like I can get on stage in a funk and not address my funk and my set be trash.
Yeah.
But if I actually address, and sometimes it only really works in the heart.
Mind over matter sometimes.
Because it's about, and that's what it is about being a comedian. When you get on stage and you're you at that moment in time, which is why I am very particular about the energy I'm around, the people I'm around, the things that I do, because
I am starting to be, and I need to be
that
more.
matters.
Do you ever forget jokes? Like you have.
I do if I got a lot of bullshit going on. Yes.
Every once in a while, not a lot.
But if I'm focused, and I ain't got that bullshit around, that negative energy, I can have my shit together and I can know what's up. And that's how I can know where I am in my life and at the point in time, because my sets always reflect who I am and where I am.
Yeah.
Like, that's my sets.
So how long have you guys been doing comedy?
7 years.
It'll be 4 years June 1st.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well,
I just started last year.
Yeah.
How long? Honestly, I ain't gonna, I don't know what to say. But people always measure it in the time. But I think it's about of the hours that you're on stage, and I think that is more important to be documented.
Yeah.
Because I will say, like, I'm not as active since I've started Funny Honeys, and I've just like primarily put my energy into that. But my first 2 years, I didn't have Funny Honeys, and I didn't have anything other than like me just working and getting on stage, and like I got up a lot, and I think that like really was a testament to my growth, because it's about the time that you're on stage. I don't think it's about the amount of years that you've been on. I think it's about the time you put in.
What advice would you give someone like me that's starting comedy?
Stay on stage.
Stay on stage. Also, find a balance between like
learning
to ask for opportunities, because that is super important. Like, you have to be willing. It sucks. I hate asking for spots, but I literally have set like alerts in my phone where I'm like, you have to ask for this amount of spots. You have to reach. I have a spreadsheet of all the shows in the city.
That's really good, because I don't do that shit either.
It's so hard.
And, you know, it's crazy, because if I asked for spots, I would be the most booked bitch out here.
Right.
Shit. Like, if I asked for spots.
Such a difference. Because
for real.
Because I agree, like, it's not the amount of time you've been doing it, because for the first 5 years, I never asked for spots, so I was not getting booked a lot. My first 2 years, I did not get booked at all, because I would never ask, I would never put myself out there. I did not find that balance. The thing is, there were a couple things in my first 2 years that I did put myself out for that I was not ready for.
True.
And so it's such a balancing act. Like, always ask for spots, always stay on stage, right? Like, do the shows. And, like, for me, I realized that comedy was for me when, like, I used to go to auditions or like, castings for modeling, and I would realize that I didn't want it as much as the other people there. And I didn't want to pay my dues. I was like, I don't want to shoot some indie film in wherever. But being in a basement performing for 2 people didn't feel like paying my dues. That's what people call it. They're like, oh, you're paying your dues. And I was like, it doesn't feel like that. It feels
some shit I want to do.
Freaking amazing. I love this. I ran a show in a basement where people could smoke for years. It was awful. It was a bad show.
Do you critique yourself as soon as you get off stage, or
not as soon?
Or do you wait? Or do you wait? Or do you wait?
I listen to all my sets except the bombs. I record all my sets. And I put a star after it if I bomb, and I sit down like every once in a while when I'm in a real good place, and I'm like in the bath and I'm feeling very chill, and then I listen to a couple.
Oh,
nice. That's nice.
Hard.
Can I make an addendum to the advice I would give to you?
Record every set also.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, so definitely record every set. Stay on stage. I would make a goal to have like 7 to 10 performances a week. I would do that. But the big thing I would do is like rely on yourself for those sets and get your own spots. Try to work out a show or two, because there's some bar shows, especially in Brooklyn.
Well, I'm trying to do that.
Yeah,
I'm trying to do that. I'm trying to start my own.
I mean, that's fine too.
Eventually.
That's fine too. But what I would say
hosting a monthly is good.
But also like do the time to be on stage and hang out at different shows. Do the time to be on stage. Find that, but not host a monthly, but find a mentor. Find someone that you want to work with. They don't have to be like super big on TV. They don't have to be whatever. They could just be somebody out here just working, like necessarily Rashad Bashir, for instance. Like, you know what I mean? He's not like at the cellar. He's not whatever, but that motherfucker be working.
Yes, he does.
He's booked at a lot of shows.
Yes, he is.
That motherfucker is funny. Yeah. He has a following. So you would find someone that has what you want in your career and like latch onto them a little bit and hang out with them. Now, here's the thing, because you working on you, and there's a chance that while you're working on you and you're hanging out with them, they may help you create an opportunity for yourself, whether it's just opening for them or they introduce you to the people that they know by you hanging with them.
Because I noticed the 2 things when I critique myself is I say okay and alright a lot.
Oh, maybe that's fine. That's just fillers for public speaking.
Right.
Yeah.
That's going to go away from the stage. But
I know.
either way, when it goes, how long from your experience and being on stage, you're still going to need a motherfucker to fuck with you to help you get on bigger stages.
Yeah.
Right.
No matter what.
I will say, though, because are you from New York?
Yes.
Okay.
Born in Brooklyn. I live in Queens.
So I would say, see, the thing about like being from New York is that you have a friend group here that you can pull from that will come to your shows.
Definitely.
All my friends are comedians. They're not coming. That's why I tell people, like, if you're from here and you have a built-in audience, like a monthly show can be really good, because then that can be really useful to like trade for spots. So like when you're ready, I would say get a monthly show, try and get a good audience, right? Promote it on social. If you can add an angle, like that's why I love Funny Honey shows, because they have this angle and they're fun and the crowds are fun, like, and they're just different than other shows. Like I think it's something that other people aren't offering. So, and I feel like that's a lot of times if you're starting somewhere where you're from, and so you have friends who aren't comedians, you're going to have bigger audiences. Like when I produced a weekly show, I did it with someone who had a really good guaranteed audience, because I couldn't pull that myself. So I think, if you're from New York, try and get a good, like monthly or even like every other month or something, because you should, and the mentor thing for sure. That's another thing. See, I say I've been doing it for 7 years, and that always feels like I'm cheating, because I'm like, I just made so many mistakes my first couple
But
years.
that's not mistakes. Just
No, you learn. Because what made me latch on to Vanetta, like her upbringing is very similar to mine.
Oh,
with
the pastor shit?
Yes.
Oh,
but I had double trouble. My father and my grandmother were ordained ministers.
Oh, wow.
So I had double trouble.
You definitely had
it. But my grandmother's mouth was ruthless. So it was like, what? Like, what did you just say?
Word, that's crazy, bro. But listen, I'm gonna tell you this.
I think her death last year helped me start comedy.
Oh,
yeah, like we were very
definitely.
close. And we used to roast my father all the time.
Oh,
so
I can already see that.
Yeah, we used to roast him.
Yeah, my nana is a roaster. My nana, she calls me an educated dummy.
Oh my god, that's so funny. Wait, I've heard
Mine
that
used to call
somewhere.
me retarded.
She calls me an educated dummy. Girl, you're so smart, but you're so dumb. Like, and she just loves it. But I'm gonna tell you this, and this is from learning from a mistake, and I think that definitely, especially if you have your own base in New York, is great. You have the show, you know what I mean? I would encourage more people to call in. But I will tell you this, I wish I started Funny Honeys when I was a little bit funnier. My first Funny Honeys was my first year in the comedy, and I wasn't as funny. I got someone else to host, someone else to headline. I think that, like, over the course of time, I've gotten funnier and doper as far as, like, hosting. But there are a lot of people that I invited to my earlier Funny Honeys that I wasn't really necessarily ready. And that, like, you know what I mean? I wasn't necessarily ready to produce or ready to be a host. And those things matter because there are some people that I went to college with and people that I know and people that came to my shows when I wasn't necessarily a comedian. It's going to be very hard for me to get them to come back.
Yeah,
so like, yo, my nigga, that was last year, nigga. I'm funnier. Like,
there are so many people that I want to be that I met when I was early in. Be like,
you don't understand how comedy works. Like, I get better.
I've gotten better. Oh, and that's the thing. Like, I auditioned for a club like way too early. I wasn't funny enough, and I just had to, like,
so much you gotta do. So like, don't rush that.
Right.
You don't want, like, if you got your high school friends and shit, like, that's all good and well. But let me just let you understand this. Regardless, no matter what age and stage you are in your career, when you invite these niggas out to your shows, they're gonna be expecting Kevin Hart. Right?
Yes.
That's what they expected. Kevin Hart and Mike Epps. Like, I got a bitch that has never come to one of my shows yet. She knows I'm a comedian, and she just hit me up to ask me to come with her to motherfucking Mike Epps at Salsa Con Fuego. And I'm like, bitch, I got shows every motherfucking week.
Yeah.
Yes,
like,
you do.
What's wrong with you? Like,
yes, you do.
Like, and you don't want to support that. You just want to support this nigga on TV. So they're gonna be expecting that.
Yeah.
I get mad when I look at both of your pages, and I'm like, damn, I work at night.
Oh, damn. That's hard. Yeah.
I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna make sure that I try to go to your next shows.
That's
each one of you.
It's all good, man.
Nah, you guys are funny.
No, but seriously, it's all good. Yeah. I worked nights when I first started comedy, and like I worked some nights. Shit, I work nights now. Like, like I do, you know?
I've been working nights for the last 14 years.
Yeah, man, it's all good. You phase that in. You get those hours and time on stage. You find those 2 or 3 days a week. When I first started comedy, I was working at Buffalo Wild Wings. I was bartending mostly all nights. I only had Monday and Wednesday off. And Mondays, I did like 4 or 5 open mics. And Wednesdays, I did 3. I got up on stage 8 times out of the week. And I was only performing 2 nights. You know? So it's all about what you can make it.
So we're going to go to break right now.
Another break, nigga? Yeah, I thought it was over.
Nah. One last break. Just
y'all want more? Y'all want more?
Yeah, we just got one more break.
I'm gonna find
little
some
quick
marijuana. If you have it, please call 347-422-7289.
You heard the number? 347-422-7289.
Call in with the
yes.
Call in with the weed.
Please.
Best thing about a girl, well, shorty is your whole world. Baby, you my everything. Baby, you my everything. Compare the life to the love, and girl, you know I'm heaven sent like the white on the dove. I'm trying to show you what I mean and do right by my lady. Put it on my heart, girl, you know that you my baby. You know that you my baby. You know that you my little boo, what up? I'm trying to fly where you ain't never flown. Take you different places you ain't never gone. If loving you is right, I ain't never wrong. And we gon' get it on to the early morn. Shorty know I'm attached, put my location in her phone so she know where I'm at. And I'ma keep it real. And shorty, you know the deal. I'm fantasizing for real, for everything that you feel. Better days when we all alone, it's the coolest vibe. Bumping Ricky Blaze, thinking about just you and I. You make me feel like I ain't never felt. And I only want you and nobody else. You know it's our time and it's the right time. I put my soul on it, you my lifeline. You mean the world to me, you my baby girl. Little boo, everything, I'ma change your world. Compare the life to the love, I'm trying to show you that you all the above. And you was never a dove. Compare the life to the love, I'm trying to show you what I mean. And do right as a king. Compare the life to the love, I'm trying to show you that you all the above. And you was never a dove. Compare the life to the love, I'm trying to show you what I mean. I'ma give you everything. Long life I'm trying to live, I'ma show you what it is. You don't ever have to worry again. Can't nobody do you foul, swear to God I'll hunt them down. And you'll never have a worry from them. And I'ma change the perspective. We could got each other, all we needed was direction. Yeah, I made mistakes, but you helped me with correction. We was meant to be, this is something I don't question. The hardest things bring us closer. Your presence is the greatest, all I needed was some closure. Grab you by your hand and do right like I'm supposed to. I'ma be the man that's gonna show you off and post you. I wanna fall in love with you. Long nights in the tub with you. Booty rubs for you. I wanna make love to you. Nobody else, so I'm stuck with you. You the love of my life. Compare the life to the love. I'm trying to show you that you all the above. And you was never a dove. Compare the life to the love. I'm trying to show you what I mean. And do right as a king. Compare the life to the love. I'm trying to show you that you all the above. And you was never a dove. Compare the life to the love. I'm trying to show you what I mean. I'ma give you everything. Compare the life to the love. And girl, you know I'm heaven sent like the white on the dove. I'm trying to show you what I mean. And do right by my lady. Put it on my heart, girl, you know that you my baby. You know that you my You know that you my You know that you my baby. That's it. You know patience is a virtue. Think about the time your mama spent when she birthed you. Why I see it early and I call it like a curfew. I was outside with some killers that could murk you. Always had my back and told me life could get worse too. Told me go to school and find a lady down to earth too. Really started thinking, gotta do what I want to. I should find a girl, baby please let me flaunt you. Show you to my mom too. Thinking hard, wonder where the love would begin. Promise me that we always gonna be lovers and friends. I done dealt with many girls and they fought to the end. Relationships that we fought to extend, but it ain't work. Gotta find somebody who gon' understand your worth. Praying for your life like you sitting up in church. Dress you head to toe in the newest of the merch. Can you understand my praying through this verse? Listen, you know it's all because of you, and I'm never sad and blue. Girl, you brighten up my days in your own special way. Whenever you around and I'm never feeling down. You my trusted friend and only you I can depend. You take away the pain and you bring me paradise. And when them days is cloudy, girl, you brighten up my life. So because of you, baby, you my everything. You my everything, girl, and everything is you. I be praying, God willing. I be so confused, so just tell me what you feeling. Reminisce on days, all we did, we was chilling. Have a life with me, we could travel, we'd be living. Do you wanna be with me, cause it's the right decision. I remember times I was focused on the mission. Thinking I was cool, trying to be with different women. Karma was the worst, and I admit that I was tripping. Something's really missing. I really try hard to show you better days, and this little thing of ours will never fade away. If you holding down yours, then everything is great. This is all for heaven's sake. I'm just opening the gate, cause it's a lot that I've been through. You was really there when I was dealing with some issues. Only thing I needed is I love you and I miss you. Time to tell it all, but that's something that you've been new. Always gonna defend you, huh? I can't see it coming down your eyes, so I gotta make the song cry. And I'm just waiting for the growth and the wedding day where I propose a toast. And they hating on my lady cause I'm bragging and I boast. I'm just stuck up in the age where having different morals make you wanna love for days. And values and loyalty and honesty and God could really show you somebody you reaching for the stars. You know who you are, and it's all because of you that I'm never sad and blue. You brighten up my days in your own special way. Whenever you around, girl, I'm never feeling down. You my trusted friend and only you I can depend. Take away the pain and you bring me paradise. And when them days is cloudy, girl, you brighten up my life. It's all because of you, baby. You my everything. You my everything, girl, and everything is you. That's it.
back with the comedian catch with DWiseGuy. So I got some questions for you ladies. You ready?
Oh, we back.
Yeah, we back.
We back. I missed y'all.
Name comedians that you would love to work with. Famous or not famous? Well, celebrities or not celebrities?
Jamie Foxx. I love his and not even like work with on a tour, but just like hang out with, cause like
oh, you want to take him from Katie Holmes? That's what it is.
No, okay, him and Katie Holmes have been done. And I have a very strong feeling they have been done.
Yeah.
I have a very strong feeling by him and one of my favorite female comedians who's actually like on the up and up.
Oh, we got a caller.
Oh shit, great! Cause I was about to spill some tea.
Oh, caller.
There you go.
Yo, you on with DWiseGuy?
Hey,
You on with DWiseGuy? Who's calling?
this is Helen. Did you look in the mirror?
Look in the mirror.
Did you look in the mirror? I like what you got going on, my nephew and Lua.
Oh, thank you, Auntie. Thank you. Thank you. You been tuning
I'm
in?
feeling the fever of the flavor of the comedian and comediette. I love it.
Thank you, Helen.
Thank you, Helen.
Oh, you sound like you have
You
an.
keep up the good work,
Thank
ladies
you.
and gents.
Thank you. You sound like you have an accent, like you say Harvard Yard.
Hey.
Oh, that's because she's been listening to me.
You know, I'm feeling it. I'm liking it. You know, I had to give my little quick shout out before my curfew comes. I turn into the pumpkin.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, you know, I will be listening next time and see what's going on. And you two fabulous ladies, y'all keep up the good work because y'all are doing the thing.
Oh,
Okay.
thank you so much.
Thanks for calling, Auntie.
What?
All right. Well, y'all enjoy the rest of your show and you do your thing, okay?
All right.
And God bless and peace out. Night.
Night. So back to the question: Who would you love to work with? What comedians?
I had a life and career highlight of just insane proportions where I actually did get to work with Margaret Cho last year. Or this year, yeah.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
that's
and
nice.
that was amazing. And she said a joke that I wrote on stage, and she thought it was funny, and I lost my mind. I didn't even really get to spend that much time.
What was
with
that
her.
project
You got
for,
a tear
Sarah?
in your eye?
That
Was
was
it tear in
for
your eye?
Abortion Access Front. We do a Golden Probe Award every year. It's a huge, hilarious production, and she was the
Golden
host.
Probe.
And she was
Nice.
amazing.
Probe.
We also had Stormy Daniels, which was very funny, and she was amazing. And I also sort of accidentally almost broke her ankle, but she's fine. But we were shooting a video, and she rolled her ankle. And almost had to be like carried on stage, but she didn't. She was a trooper, and she walked out in 5-inch heels. She was amazing.
That's amazing.
But yeah, I mean, I think, I don't know. I work with anyone. You know, it's hard because I'm like,
Right?
who wouldn't I work with at this point? Anyone who wants to give me money is welcome to.
I would want to work with Robin Thede, actually.
Oh.
Oh, I met her.
She's you met Robin Thede?
Yeah.
Oh.
I met her too. Look.
I have never met her.
So I got a chance to ask her a question, and I love this because I used to, when I first moved to New York, and I knew I've always wanted to be a writer, showrunner, kind of whatever in the comedic field. So I would go to the late night show or the nightly show with Larry Wilmore, and they taped it during the day, of course. But I would come from Yonkers
That's
and
when I
go
went.
up to Midtown, and I had gone to a few shows, and they had started having me VIP at the tapings, and I was so excited because one show I went to. It was one taping. I took my friend who I had just met at my stand-up comedy class. Shout out to Dara Jamont. She's one of yes.
Cheap pop.
So I met Dara at the Comic Strip Live. We were taking stand-up comedy courses, and I had just got offered VIP seats to the next filming. And I said, hey, so I walk into class. I'm late, and I'm like, damn, I'm the only black girl. So I get to class, because it was a stand-up comedy class. It was 8 people in the class.
Cause we never on time.
Right. So I was late. And then there's another black girl that walks in way more late than me. And I was like, whoa! So it was Dara. So she sits down and I'm like, yo, what are you doing next week? I got shows, tickets or whatever. So we go to the nightly show with Larry Wilmore. And Larry is late this day. So all of the people that work on the show, Mike Yard, the other white guy, I can't remember, and Robin Thede, they come out, and Robin Thede was a head writer on the show.
Yeah.
So they're like basically just buying time until Larry gets there, but they're asking questions from the audience. And I said, hey, how did you get to write for this show? It's amazing. And she's basically like, well, people, we have these relationships, and it just kind of happened.
Right.
Larry got the show. He had relationships with all of us. He was like, he pulled his team together, and that's kind of how I became to be head writer. But Robin Thede, I would want to work with because she went from the nightly show writing as head writer. Show got canceled. Then she gets her show, The Rundown on BET. That shit gets canceled. And then she hustles her ass off and gets another show on HBO. Yeah. So in 3 years, this woman was on 3 different networks in that HBIC position. And that shit is just like overwhelming, but like so it's just so overflowing to me of the resilience and the perseverance of the black woman in this fucking game. And I don't know anyone else that's been that.
And every time the failure just leading to something better. Like
I mean, because she went from Comedy Central, which I love no diss, but she went to Comedy Central to BET to fucking HBO, bro. Like, what the fuck? Who does that shit, my nigga? Like, who really can do that? And being a black woman from Idaho and shit, you know what I mean? Like, and so I just love that progression of that. And that had to be that shit had to hurt as a woman, losing some shit, losing some jobs, and then like coming out stronger and better.
So I have one last question.
Of course.
What?
Oh, wait, I have an answer to that last one that I finally thought of. I know I'm slow. No, so I realized, like, just in terms of, like, big, huge dream, like, I would even love to just meet Carol Burnett because I feel like, she's old.
I'm just kidding.
I know.
I know she's not dead. I'm just kidding. Carol, I love you. Please don't get mad at me.
So is Betty White.
Stop my
So is Betty White.
And
so is Betty White.
Yeah, and I would love to work with her. But also, like, there's someone... and she's just everywhere, and she's hustling, and she just had twins, and it's Michelle Buteau. I love her so much. I love her so much that I've met her a couple times, and I'm like professionally thirsty around her because I just have such like a life crush on her that I'm like, hi, like I have no chill.
She is the host of The Circle. If you don't know who that is,
she's the host of The Circle. She's on First Wives Club.
What is it? Always Be My Maybe. Was she in that?
Always Be My Maybe. She's in
another YouTube, another Netflix film that
everything.
She was in.
Okay.
She's been that comedic best friend film. Like she's been that.
I think she had a 15 minutes on Netflix, or she had maybe a full special on Netflix.
I think she had her own special on Netflix, but I don't. She's just like killing the comedic actress game. She got the hosting gig now.
So funny, and
she's
really
funny.
Dope. She's very funny, and I've seen her live, and I saw the Sisters of Comedy at Caroline's, and it was really dope. I've seen her live. She's amazing.
No. And she's someone that, like, I used to, like, when I was doing, producing shows for Lady Parts Justice, now Abortion AF, we had her on a couple times, and now she's, like, too big for us to get, you know what I mean? Like, she's too busy.
Yeah.
And, her, I think, and Janelle James are both people that are just, like, women that are everywhere that I just, like, have no chill around, because I'm like, you're everywhere, you're hustling, I love it, and also you're moms, and, like, I'm so terrified of being a mom and losing any momentum that I have, that I'm like, you're still doing it, if you can do it, I can do it, it's gonna be okay. Like, I'm like, she just had twins, like, this year, she has, like, 9-month-old twins, like, how do you...
Yeah.
And so... Cute.
What grinds your gears, or AKA pet peeves?
Anything that happens to be with a man in comedy trying to put me in my place.
Hard-ons during hugs. No.
Well, that is
hard-ons during hugs from men in comedy. Yeah.
Trying to put me in a certain place. But yeah, I don't know. I don't like it. There's a comedian that like was just like being so condescending to a woman on her Facebook. And it was a post that she had, but just the way he was speaking and the voice that he had, it's like, this nigga's used to talking to women like that.
Yeah.
This nigga really used to thinking, you better shut the fuck up, because it don't matter, because I can sell I don't give a fuck, like, who coming out for you, my nigga, like, because I can do the same shit and do that for myself. So it's really, men in comedy really bother me. Yeah, men in general, but in the field that I'm in. So men in comedy.
Well, that's why you have funny honeys, huh?
Hey, that's exactly why I started.
That's why.
Yeah. One time a guy was, like, trying to explain to me something about Sarah Silverman. Like, he was trying so hard to explain to me who she was. And I was like, do you want me to text her right now? Like, I know who the fuck she is, dude. Like, come on. Like, yeah. And that's not, like, I was like, I don't want to be a dick flexing. Like, I have her number for a weird reason. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not, I'm not that person, but like
Yeah.
if you keep pushing me, like what else can I say? He was like, no, she's like a comedian. I was like, yeah, I know. He was like, no, she's like really funny. She had like a sketch show. I was like, yeah, dude, I know.
That HBO 39 is like if I ever have a special, I will have a Sarah Silverman. She had a 39 people special. She produced a special and only performed for 39 people, and that's some shit that like.
Yeah, that's different.
Because honestly, I don't do it for like that. I don't want that Madison Square Garden name on the marquee. Like if you ever ask me my big final goals, like. I want to produce for TV and have a show.
You want to be behind the scenes.
Yeah. Definitely. And that is how I reach so many people. But when I look at comedy, I think it's so intimate that I wouldn't ever dare have like a theater experience with it. I think that that's kind of abusing it. And that's not kind of how my comedy is. I want to make eye contact with all the niggas I'm connecting with. While I'm making them laugh.
I don't know.
That's just my standpoint.
Yeah.
I haven't performed for a lot of like really big crowds. I've only done it once, and it was kind of surreal. But I want to do it more to rule it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, let me.
I've done it, and I've done it for like 150, 200, nothing too crazy, and I've done it well, and I liked it. Per se, but like I really, really prefer the intimacy, and I like that, and I think that that's just like where I like for my comedy to live. It's just like being in that vibe and just connecting in that way, and I think I could reach more people if they were just like right here in front of me, as opposed to like giving a half-ass show, because I want every nigga in the room to feel the same shit.
Is there anything that you don't like about comedy?
What do you mean?
I mean, I don't.
Like, like how sensitive it is now. Like people get offended easily.
That's not comedy. That's not me liking these niggas.
Yeah. And I also feel like, I don't know, there's so many people who are like, oh my God, you're so sensitive. Like, oh, that's just, like, oh, why can't people laugh anymore? And I'm like, because it's not funny. You're not being funny. Like, if, like, some people will be like, oh, am I too edgy for you? I'm like, no, you're too not funny for me.
I think
like,
everyone...
I've laughed at stuff that's offensive as shit, you know? Like, I try and really have an open mind if a joke is well crafted. Like, there's very few things where I wouldn't laugh. Like, I saw a white guy get punched in the face for saying the N-word. That was hilarious. You know? He got punched right in the face.
That's definitely funny.
It was really
Where was this, in Harlem?
No, it was at Metropolitan, I think. It was so funny. Also, the guy who this guy punched him in the face. And then they started fighting like for real, right? And then this other comedian stood up and like tore them apart, and he was like the nerdiest dad, not daddy, but like dad-iest dude. Like he was like balding and just like very nerdy. Yeah. I'm even gonna say who it is. His name's Steve Leventhal. But the second he did that, we all were like, oh my God, Steve works out. Steve is hot. Because like literally he was like tensing his arms, and we were like, oh my God, daddy. Like he went from like dad.
That
daddy. We were like, literally all
yeah, that dad strength.
Like, oh my God.
That's awesome.
Because he like pulled them apart and was clearly so much stronger than them. And we were all like, no.
Yeah.
It was so funny. The whole thing. I mean, it sucked that, I don't know, that it happened and that they got into the fight, but whatever, but it was funny. But like, I don't know. I think a lot of times people feel like they're like, oh, I can't say anything. And I'm like, no, you can, just be funny.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that it's not necessarily people like saying whatever they're saying. I think it's necessarily like the public thinking that they have. I think that social media has given everyone the like right to have an opinion, and like I think that that's like affected comedy, because now people like want to be like scheming in the comments and being all crazy in it, when back in the Carlin days, Carlin was Carlin because Carlin was the only nigga with a microphone.
Right.
Now social media got everybody thinking that their little comments are mini microphones, and their opinions actually matter because their comments can be seen.
But
they can be seen, but they can also be ignored. I feel like
erase it.
Definitely.
Or erase it, or don't pay attention to it. And like, I know that's easier said than done, and like stuff can hurt. Like, but
I just think that they think the fact that they have the ability to do so.
You're doing nothing.
Yeah.
It feels like it enables them to feel like they have a voice to cancel. Because but here's the thing, if enough people get along and get on that board, then they really can cancel you, because that's what Twitter is. That's why I don't have a Twitter right now, because ain't nothing gonna hold me from getting on Dance with the Stars. All right? Like,
that's your dream?
On that shit.
That's your
Dance
dream?
with the Stars is my dream, and nobody's gonna ruin that for me. So like,
who do you want to dance with?
Oh, I don't know. Val, the guy.
Val?
Yes.
Yeah,
He be slaying all the hoes.
his brother's
He
Max.
be slaying all of the hoes, yo. Val got that passion. I'm all about it. Like I'm with the shits to win. Right?
Wow.
Val is sexy.
I've never watched.
He was with the
Dancing
girl
the
from
Stars.
Pretty Little Lies. I don't know her name, sorry, but the J and A were like, she was like, Val, I just want to thank you for everything you've done for me. And I was like, yo, the way she's looking him in the eye.
He gave her the business.
I was like,
He
yo,
gave her the
that's so
business.
bad, yo, the way she was like,
He gave her the
I just wanna
business.
Thank you for everything. I love dancing with you.
What?
Yo, I was like, I want
I
that
have to
shit.
watch this show.
I gotta get some of that.
I've never watched Dancing with the Stars.
Oh my god,
That's
Dancing with the
so
Stars
funny.
was the shit. And like, I'm gonna be the Carlton of that shit, but add a little sex appeal too. You know?
I like that.
Because Carlton killed it.
Yeah.
Anyway, we only have 5 minutes left, 10 minutes ago. This has been great.
No, we got about.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm joking. I'm
So-
kidding.
So we about to wrap up. You guys got any shout outs?
Shout out to my mama who ain't watching.
Yeah, shout out to your mama who's not watching.
Shout out to my mama who ain't listening. Shout out to my college ex who told me I would never be nothing and told me I would never be the size of Takara. And look at me now, bitch.
Hell yeah.
I think that's it. Sorry.
Yeah, I wanna shout out the costume designer of Dolomite Is My Name.
Yo, you would kill that shit, yo.
Those costumes killed me. And I also want to shout out the guy who ate soup with a lot of confidence on my train this morning. Because that was really inspiring. Yeah, first thing in the morning.
Is he like sucking the shit? Like,
Oh man.
So first of all, 9 a.m. eating soup on the train, takes the top off, puts it on the floor of the subway. That means you're finishing that soup,
yo,
right?
at 9 a.m.
I am not fucking. And I was
Finish
like,
me.
You know what? It's 2020. That's the energy that we're bringing. So I want to shout that guy out.
That's amazing. Yo, shout out that soup though.
Shout out
I
to
want some of that shit.
At 9 a.m. Come on now.
Shout out to
Good-ass
WEMS Radio for airing the Comedian Catch.
WPMS Radio.
Really?
Women on their periods.
Really? Airing every Thursday night, 8 to 10 p.m. Make sure you tune in tomorrow from 5 to 6 p.m. Who we tuning into? Wildcat J. Troy!
Appreciate that.
WWW. We got the wrestling, the Wildcat Wrestling wrap-up from 5 to 6 tomorrow on WEMS.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
And this is DWiseGuy signing out.